Thank you, Michael. Well, this morning we are joined by MODOT engineer and district maintenance engineer Darren Hamlick, who has been working nonstop the past week or so, especially on this storm. Darren, thank you so much for taking the time to join us live this morning. How are you?
Hey, we're doing good. How are you guys?
Doing great. We appreciate the roads being as clear as they are today, but I know the past week has been, it's been crazy on this end. How has it been for you and your team?
Yeah, we're looking much better this morning than we were this time yesterday. We had that heavy band of snow come through, and so yeah, this morning we're looking real good. We're still partly covered in some areas. The major routes are looking much better. There's still some slick spots out there, so use caution. And we haven't hit all the minor routes yet, so they are likely still covered.
Darren, can you explain what the past week has been like from a historic standpoint? I know you've been with MODOT for 3 or 4 years, but just in terms of what your team has seen and how they've been able to tackle this, is this sort of record setting on your end as well?
Oh yeah, we haven't seen something this extreme in probably 10 years. The extreme cold and then the amount of snow we received within this last week, is definitely not something you see every winter. So the extreme cold caused us issues, quite a few issues with our fleet. Mechanical equipment doesn't function as well in extreme cold. And then we had issues with our fuel gelling up but overall we made it through very well. Our employees worked very hard and, we came through.
I know you have as many as 260 trucks on the road at one time. Is that right?
Yeah, our entire fleet we have 286 snow trucks, but we had about 20 to 30 down, for a variety of reasons, mostly weather related and fuel related. So that amounted to 15% of our fleet roughly was down. So that is a little higher than normal, and the extreme cold was definitely a factor.
But you're covering 14,000 lane miles of road. How do you plan for something like this winter, and what do you expect the next week is going to look like as we sort of let this snow melt and hopefully get back to some higher temperatures?
Yeah, we have, when the weather gets bad, we have daily meetings with the National Weather Service and all of our crews, daily. And we plan out in advance. And the planning goes way back, even into the spring when we order our salt. We're already planning for the next winter now, just to get stocked up on salt and everything. So it's just a year-round deal. We never really stop planning for winter.
Well, last question before we go. I know your team is always preparing, as you're saying. Is there anything that people can do either with their own cars or just in general? The roads yesterday morning were treacherous. And so how do you recommend people prepare themselves and their vehicles for this kind of weather, should we see it again in the future?
The best thing you can do is just give yourself more time to prepare. Like if you have to park your car outside, if you don't have an attached garage, you're going to need to give yourself another half an hour just to get your car ready and going. And that way you're not really pushing yourself to get to work and you have plenty of time, because you really need to be reducing your speeds, when the roads get bad. And so just giving yourself more time, you're not going to feel pressured and you're much less likely to be in some type of accident or slide off.
Awesome. Well, hey, Darren, we really, really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us this morning. Thank you and your team for just being safe and keeping the roads clear for us. So have a great rest of your morning. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, we will be right back on the KOAM Morning News right after this.